So, after 7 years of dreaming, a year and a half of booking, 25 minutes of planning and 2 minutes of saving, we're finally
10 minutes of packing.
10 minutes of packing, we're finally here. We're in the Beagle Channel. So you join him and me on a trip to
Antarctica.
Let's go. John and I are finally on board the Polar Pioneer, about to leave Ushuaia to go to the Antarctic, where the water is 1 degree Celsius or colder, and we're going to get in it.
-1.
Yeah, so what are we?
Pretty
Stupid.
excited.
See, we're in the Weedle Channel. We've left Ushuaia, heading south from Argentina. We've just steamed overnight. We're probably a day and a half steaming that way from the Antarctic.
Just over my shoulder here you have the first glimpse of the Antarctic mainland. I've now set foot on the Antarctic continent.
Okay, we've anchored near a place called Cubaville Island, and this is the main Antarctic peninsula over my back shoulder. We're about to do something insane today. We're going to go scuba diving in there.
How good does that look?
How lunatic are we? You go scuba diving in the Antarctic. So what do you wear? You wear a dry suit. Yeah, okay. But what else? Here we go. Here's layer 1, the thermal undies. That's layer 1. Layer 2 is the full body bear suit. That's layer 2. Now I'm getting hot. Layer 3 is this fully insulated lining thing, whatever they call it, I don't know. And then the dry suit goes on top of that. And the going to Mars gloves and the Gunner Robber Bank hat. Jono, how you feeling? And what do you think the water's going to be like?
Well, in the abstract level it's -1 degrees, that's a fact. What does that mean? I didn't realise until on this trip an example of when you say fishing for a beer in the buckets of ice water at a party, and there's a particular beer you want and you're fishing around and around and around, and then you get to this point where you go, oh shit, this is cold, and then you go back in again. Well, you know, that's 2 minutes of looking for a beer and your hand's wrecked. We're going to be spending 20 to 40 minutes in it, and it'll be just a bit colder than that because it's 1 degree rather than -1.
And what we're actually hoping out of this, we've just found out that we're going to become qualified Antarctic divers, and if we manage to get below the Antarctic Circle, we will be the first ever qualified Antarctic divers to dive underneath the Antarctic Circle. And Jono, first qualified Antarctic diver?
Mate, all I've got to do is make sure I roll off the boat first and I'm the first tourist.
Oh no, we're going to have holes in our dry suits. No, okay, we've got to do a deal here. We're doing it together.
Sure.
There's Tony, the head dive master.
Otherwise, you're going to miss the boat.
Mate, in a rubber dinghy in the Antarctic. Have a look at that. Okay, so finally after 7 years from when we first decided we're going to do it, we got here. And here we are in the Antarctic and we're going scuba diving. Ready, Jono?
Pretty close.
Well, this is when we're starting our second thoughts, but we're about to go in. So we'll see how it is.
And here we have Andrew's dive buddy checking out his gear. First, say hello to the camera. Excellent, excellent. A bit of a view. Might just pan around to old slow coach over here. Here he is. He's struggling with his gear, but he will get in the water eventually.
All this gear tells you what
does it tell you?
Aren't supposed to be where we're about to go.
But you're going to have fun anyway, I think.
Absolutely.
Okay, finally Andrew's in the water.
We're definitely not supposed to be here.
And there's his buddy patiently waiting in the distance. to go.
Good way, check those. Never stops me from going through these things twice. I see the knobs out.
As they disappear into the
I hear
gloom.
the train coming out, stay right on that track in the middle of a dream.
Not as cold as I thought it was going to be. It was really good. Yeah, it had a lot more weight than I needed to have in Australia. I think because I've got that extra layer. Doona. Fantastic.
Andrew, we're heading back to the boat. What are your thoughts?
Well, I really shouldn't have worn the sunglasses underneath the water. It would have been better with a mask. No, I got to tell you, same as Jono, it wasn't as cold as I thought, except I tell you what, that first couple of minutes, the lips hurt like hell until they went numb, and then they were fine. Okay, first dive done. We're halfway towards an official Antarctic diving qualification. I got a complaint. What about this weather? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. Antarctic weather, I know it should be rough, it should be blowing a gale, snowing and all this other things, but sorry, yeah, this is the best we can do, and unfortunately the best is not good enough.
Yeah, so I want my money back because we haven't got our bad weather guarantee. You know, we've got no 90-foot waves, we've got touch wood. We've got no clouds, no rain. What's up?
So if you want your money back, I think you should go see Mr. Greg Mortimer. Yeah, he's a very nice fellow, yeah. I think you can negotiate with him.
And now we have Andrew doing his impersonation of the robot.
From Lost in Space.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger, Will Robinson.
You are a dickhead.
Oh, you are so right, Jono.
Tell me,
Yes.
where is the Antarctic Circle?
The Antarctic Circle is that way, about another 30 minutes.
Yep.
66 degrees, 33 minutes south, I believe.
Okay. What,
An imaginary line on a map.
well, what marks it? What's so important about the Antarctic Circle?
Well, there's a big orange ribbon that goes right the way around the world.
It's bright orange?
It's bright orange.
Same as your shirt?
Exactly.
Excellent.
And beyond that, it's cold.
It's cold, right? So above that, it's not cold. Below that, it's officially
The weather,
cold.
it's warm.
That's true. And they are tropical climate icebergs, aren't they?
They are.
They're tropical climate icebergs.
They are Mediterranean icebergs.
So we see this bright orange line on the sea.
Yes.
We cross that,
Yes.
and then we're officially cold, and then they become polar icebergs. Is that right?
Antarctic icebergs.
Antarctic icebergs.
That's right. And then they
Beautiful.
become cold
Yep.
and they don't melt.
They don't melt.
No.
No.
Icebergs below the circle don't melt. Icebergs this side of the circle
Right. So that's the typical, you know,
The bullshit
scientific
factor is
bullshit.
getting higher and higher. You know that,
So here we are. We're nearing the Antarctic Circle, and the Antarctic Circle is actually at 66 degrees, 33 minutes, etc. south, and it marks the point which you have a 24-hour day because the sun doesn't set on the summer solstice. So that's what the significance of the Antarctic Circle is. There's actually no geographical or biological significance. It's just where you see the sun 24 hours a day on December 21st. Nearing the Antarctic Circle, what do you reckon?
It's a lot cooler out there.
It's pretty cool everywhere, but
No, it's gold.
yeah. We're gonna cross the Antarctic Circle. So, here we go to the second of the Quinella. You remember what I did just 3-4 months ago? I am right now, this second, crossing the Arctic Circle. I am now in the Arctic. Now we're going to cross the Antarctic Circle. We're part of the Antarctic Circle.
Last year,
Last year's Antarctic Circle.
we moved it.
You moved it, because last year's was what colour?
It was grey last year.
Grey.
That's
And
why
you-
we couldn't see it.
So, right.
Didn't everything move because of the tsunami?
No, it's because of global warming.
We're currently 2 kilometres away. Now, right, Tony?
It is right, I hope. If my GPS is correct, it's that way.
What do you reckon, Jono? Exactly the weather conditions we're predicting to cross the Antarctic Circle. Blue sky, not a cloud in the sky.
It's outrageous, isn't it?
It's just 66, 33,
45.
45. Getting closer. We're 35 away.
35
Seconds. 34 nautical seconds away.
What the hell is going
Okay, that'd be. We're now over the Antarctic Circle, the second of the Quinella. Done. Good. Greg and his crew do this in style. Now across the Arctic Circle on a rainy day in Grimsby all by myself, and these guys are giving us champagne.
Okay, everybody gather around before you have your champagne. There's on the 17th of January 1773, 233 years ago, plus 34 days to this day, Sunday the 19th of February 2006, Captain James Cook pioneered the first crossing over the Antarctic Circle with his two trusty ships, not rusty ships, the Resolution and the Adventure. His profound and exceptional skill of navigation in the icebound waters of the Antarctic has given us the opportunity to follow in the footsteps of himself and his mighty comrades. Not only are we celebrating this feat, but we're also celebrating a long line of historic exploration of Sir Ernest Shackleton, Sir Robert Scott, Roald Amundsen, and of course Sir Douglas Mawson. And they're just a few that we can name. With an ongoing thirst for more discovery, polar travel and scientific research, we now will take the pledge that all the people here today, on our trusty steed Polar Pioneer, have become true ambassadors, speaking of ambassadors, to the Antarctic continent and its surrounding waters. We will keep it pristine and untouched for peace, harmony and nature. So here be it. Yay! Cheers. Thank you. Good health to you all.
We have just, what have we done, Jono?
Across the Antarctic Circle.
Cheers.
Cheers. Chink, chink. Notice the crystal sound.
Chink. Wow.
Unbelievable.
La curva de la carretera me invitan a viajar. Hay tanto por recorrer, tanto por conocer. El mapa se hace pequeño, mi alma pide más. Mi amor llega en la tortuga, él me lo enseñará.
But part of the first trip to scuba dive under the Antarctic Circle. What do you think?
Fabulous. I'll let you know after they come up.
Okay. And he's the guy that's going to take us
Again,
but no, but not again. This is the first time under the Antarctic Circle.
this is the first time that anyone has dived from Aurora expeditions below the Antarctic Circle, and we're pretty proud of that, I think.
Excellent.
We're going to be very, very happy.
And how many people before us have been officially qualified as Antarctic divers?
Ooh, probably near 100, I would think, somewhere between 60 and 100.
And how many of them have dived under the Antarctic?
A big, below the surface,
Yep.
a big fat zero.
So we're the first people to be qualified as Antarctic divers to dive under the Antarctic Circle, right?
Below the circle, correct.
Man, bragging rights should help.
Me enseñará la voz del mar. Me enseñará a no llorar. Me enseñará a reconocer.
Well, that's it. That's the. That's it. That's the first diver tourists below the Antarctic Circle, and the first people qualified in Antarctic diving to go diving below the Antarctic Circle. And just in case you think it's not so cold, have a look at this. This is the side of the boat.
Reckon we can see that?
I should be able to see. We've got
Oh yeah.
ice forming there. That's how cold it is just here. Look at that. Right, so we got dusk here in the Antarctic. Jono packing up, the moon coming up just over there. A sunset over here, and the other divers there.
Show them the Taj Mahal iceberg over there.
Oh wow, that's the Taj Mahal iceberg there. Let's just zoom in. Amazing.
Right, John, before I get the still camera out and pack this one away.
So named because there was a building in India that was built after it.
After that iceberg, yeah. What do you think?
That was a great dive. It was our first good dive with some visibility, and I don't know, it was probably maybe 25 foot, 30 foot viz. We got to see some semi-transparent fish, some anemone, some lots of Antarctic sea worms, about a metre long, about an inch, centimetre thick, I suppose. What can you say? Mighty unusual dive site. And we spent a lot of money actually trying to make this very dive, so I'm glad it was a good one with fantastic viz, and I'm glad I did it with you, Andrew.
With these guys walking right up to us. Hey fella, how you going? Just to give you an idea of how tame these little fellas are, it's not just walk on up to you, walk on by you. They really don't give a rat's.
I think these are Adelic penguins, I think they're called. Adel penguins?
Yep.
First time we've seen them here, and I think this is the tamest set of the lot. They just absolutely almost ignore us. When we first got off the boats, they got a bit scared and took flight up the hill, and now they've got used to us. They're walking back down the hill. So that's it. Must be full life for them, really. Quite satisfying. Been working my whole life to try and be able to do what they're doing now.
Yeah, exactly. And they say that humans are the intelligent species. I don't know about that. He's coming back up with me. Look at him. He's just walking along next to me. Doesn't really care. In fact, he's trying to keep up with me half the time. Aren't you, little fella?
That's that groove.
When I was a little boy, the devil called my name. I say now, who do you think you're fooling? I'm a consecrated boy, singer in Sunday choir. Oh, my mama loves me, she loves me. She get down on her knees and hug me. Oh, she loves me like a
I don't know.
she rocked me like a rock, baby. She loved me, love me, love me, love me.
I don't know. Not well.
And the devil would call my name.
See, this is the Faraday Verdanski base. Used to be British, it's now Ukrainian. This is the place where they actually found the hole in the ozone layer, here in the Antarctic, or more accurately, there.
Absolutely amazing. Look at it. It's just great. Okay, Antarctica is amazing. It's not a place that does things small. It does everything big. It's the world's driest continent. It's the world's highest continent, the average highest altitude above sea level of all the continents. Surprisingly, it's also the world's biggest desert, covering a lot more territory than the Sahara and a lot drier than the Sahara. It's got 70% of the world's fresh water locked up in 90% of the world's ice. And it doesn't do anything small. I mean, I thought I was glaciered out in Switzerland. But, you know, lots of these little glaciers flowing straight down into the water. This place is astonishing. And the animal life have no predatory fear at all. Penguins will just walk right up to you, like this little fella here. And the seals will swim right up to you, like this one here. That leopard seal eating its, well, not even eating, just playing with the penguin it caught. So when people tell you humans are the only species that kill for fun, that's crap. Look at this leopard seal. Just have a look around at this place. I mean, it's fascinating.
Andrew, there's one thing that you forgot about Antarctica is
What?
records. It's the southernmost continent in the world.
Johnny, what do you reckon?
Pretty clean. The picture says 1,000 words. Get it out there and have a look.
Mate! Johnny, describe this.
Oh mate, don't catch me by surprise. Let's have a look.
One of the things about this place is that the air is so clear. Something that looks close is actually a long way away, and it really gives you a hard time of getting scale. Antarctica is twice the size of Australia. It is huge. Everything about this place is huge. Want to get an idea of the scale of this place? Watch this zodiac. Amazes me about Antarctica is the size and scale of the place. You're just not going to get it from the video. I mean, these things are 50, 60 metres high. Just let go now and crash. It's meant to be wet, but this is amazing.
Behind me is 80 to 100 miles of Antarctic Peninsula. The vista's unbelievable. It just stretches on and on.
Yeah, you've even got about.
If you have a close look, there is just glacier after glacier after glacier rolling down into the seas. I found this is a good moment to record a few thoughts because we're actually leaving the Antarctic Peninsula and starting our sort of leg home. And so some of my thoughts here, I found the whole experience quite overwhelming. I have a great deal of difficulty expressing what I've seen and what I feel. Fortunately, there are a few photos that capture a moment, and those I'll share with friends and family with great relish.
So for something I wanted to do for 7 years, the Antarctic hasn't disappointed. It has absolutely superseded the expectations. As we said earlier in the film, it's not a question of having words that are good enough for it, it's inventing new words. And we have this new scale. There's, you know, small, tall, big, huge, ginormous, gigantic, and then there's Antarctica. It just doesn't do things small. It is fantastic, overpowering, and a continent worth visiting in very, very small numbers. And this film doesn't do it justice, the photos don't do it justice. This is just a